Many people identify Mark Lowry with comedy, warmth, and memorable narrative in addition to the inspirational realm of gospel music. Millions of people love him because of his diverse career as a singer, songwriter, novelist, and humorist. But what really sets Mark apart is his exceptional talent for fusing humor and faith to give his listeners an experience they won't soon forget. He is the kind of person who welcomes others into his life and makes them feel like they are a part of his journey rather than merely performing for an audience. Through his music, his words, and his sincere nature, Mark has developed a deeper connection with people that goes beyond recognition and accolades. Over the years, Mark has shared his life lessons in ways that only he could, composed songs that have moved people, and recounted stories that have made people laugh. His life has been full of amazing experiences that have molded him into the person he is today. From his modest origins to his rise to fame in gospel music, he is well known for his song Mary, Did You Know? And his affiliation with the Gaither Vocal Band. There is much more to Mark's story than just his songs. It is about the humanity he has illuminated, the individuals he has impacted, and the amazing sense of humor he infuses into all he does. He is fundamentally a storyteller, not merely a vocalist. The tale of Mark Lowry is one of tenacity, art, and an indisputable talent for making people laugh. Instead of following a straight path to success, his career has taken several detours that have helped him develop, mature, and connect with a wide range of people. Through his writings, talks, and songs, Mark has left a legacy that encourages people to laugh, love, and lead a faith-filled life. We'll walk you through Mark's biography in the upcoming chapters, including his early years, the beginning of his musical career, his ascent to stardom, and the amazing events that influenced him. However, Mark Lowry has always been a source of happiness and optimism in addition to being an entertainer. His life serves as an example of the transformative power of laughter, the significance of faith, and the influence that one individual can have on society. Born in Houston, Texas, on June 24, 1958, Mark Lowry came from a family that was deeply religious and musical. Mark was exposed to Christianity at an early age, and his church-based upbringing had a big impact on his future profession. One of the first persons to support Mark's love of music was his mother, who was herself a gifted vocalist. These formative years would set the stage for a profession that would eventually impact millions of lives, even though Mark was unaware of it at the time. Mark was naturally drawn to gospel music since he grew up in a home that respected Christianity. He was surrounded by music that was more than simply amusement. It was a kind of worship and a means of establishing a connection with God. Additionally, Mark initially became aware of his storytelling talent at church. His enjoyment of making people laugh was evident from an early age, whether he was imitating preachers' voices or telling amusing stories. However, Mark's existence wasn't without difficulties. He battled shyness as a child and frequently found it hard to express himself in public. But when it came time to sing and talk, this internal conflict simply strengthened his voice. He gained confidence in church, where he felt most at home, and overcame his worries. He would discover his voice here, both literally and symbolically. Mark maintained his love of music throughout his school years by participating in school talent shows and church choirs, but his comedy and wit were as evident as his musical ability. Others soon saw that Mark was more than simply a gifted youngster. He had the capacity to make others laugh with his distinct perspective on the world. One of the hallmarks of his career would be his ability to combine humor and music. Mark soon started making the initial moves toward a musical career. Mark was already thinking about what it could take to transform his enthusiasm into something more. While many of his peers were concentrating on more conventional avenues, a deeper feeling of purpose underpinned his religion and motivated him to follow his vocation in comedy and music. He wanted to inspire people and change the world, not merely amuse them. The ascent to stardom. Mark's musical adventures and funny tales took Mark Lowry a while to become well-known. He encountered challenges and disappointments along the road like many accomplished artists, but his unrelenting commitment to his work and his capacity to make people happy ultimately paid off. Mark focused on the gospel music industry in his early 20s. Gospel music appealed to him because of its strong, sincere messages, and he felt that his strong religious convictions served as the foundation for his narrative technique. He frequently narrated lighter stories about life, love, and the highs and lows of his own journey. He immediately gained a particular place in the hearts of gospel music lovers thanks to his ability to inspire and uplift people while simultaneously bringing laughter and joy. Mark got the chance to travel the world and play in front of sizable crowds during his tenure with the Gaither Vocal Band. His reputation as one of the most adored personalities in the evangelical music industry was cemented by his contagious charisma and talent for making people laugh. In addition to his singing, fans valued the genuineness and comedy he brought to each performance. Mark's achievements extended beyond his tenure with the Gaither Vocal Band. He kept working on solo projects in the ensuing years, putting out a number of CDs that demonstrated his extraordinary vocal prowess and capacity to engage listeners with humor and music. He started to attract bigger audiences on his own. Once his solo work solidified his standing as a singer, songwriter, and storyteller, Mark became a sought-after speaker as his career expanded. Mark was a great public speaker because of his ability to combine humor with deep insights about life and faith. Whether at church events, concerts, or business gatherings, in addition to providing entertainment, his tales motivated and uplifted others to live happier and more meaningful lives. In the gospel music industry, Mark Lowry was well known by the late 1990s and early 2000s. He had distinguished himself from others in the field with his blend of narrative, humor, and musical ability. He had discovered his calling and, through his distinct style of ministry and music, had won over the hearts of innumerable fans. Early years and lowly origins. Mark Lowry was born in Houston, Texas, on June 24, 1958. His early years were influenced by his love of faith and family. His parents, who raised him in a Christian home, gave him a strong spiritual sense that would serve him well in life. Although music had always played a significant role in his childhood, he didn't start to take an interest in singing until he was a teenager. Mark had always been drawn to storytelling and humor, which distinguished him from other would-be musicians. Mark soon saw the value of fusing humor with music, whereas many musicians only concentrated on their musical skills. Throughout his career, this special combination of abilities would serve as his trademark. The ascent to stardom, Mark's musical adventures, and funny tales. It took Mark a long time to become famous. When he joined the Gaither Vocal Band in 1988, that was his big break. The Gaither voice, a turning point in Mark's career, was joining the Gaither Vocal Band. An important turning point in Mark's career came in 1988 when he joined the Gaither Vocal Band. With the help of the Gaither Vocal Band, which is well known for its gospel music and strong harmonies, Mark was able to reach a far wider audience with his special fusion of humor and sincere singing. Audiences were enthralled not only by his singing, but also by his witty and even comical interludes. Mark stood out among the group thanks to his witty and relevant comments, and fans soon adored him for his ability to make the gospel music industry laugh as much as his musical prowess. This unique fusion of comedy and music gave Mark new opportunities and contributed to his rise to national renown. I Am a Promise, his first big hit with the group, struck a deep chord with listeners. But what really won him a place in fans' hearts was his ability to inject humor into serious situations. Even during intense spiritual meditations, Mark had a way of lightening the mood, which became a defining characteristic of his performances. Did you know about Mary's birth? A legacy via songwriting. Although Mark Lowry is well known for his sense of humor, his songwriting is among his most significant musical accomplishments. Mark's 1984 Christmas song Mary, Did You Know? Is arguably his most well-known work and has grown to become one of the most cherished holiday tunes ever. A straightforward query Mark had when considering the life of Jesus, Mother Mary served as the inspiration for the song. He pondered, did she know the full scope of the miracle she was part of? This idea inspired him to write the stirring lyrics, which raised important issues regarding Jesus' persona and purpose. Mark first sang the song with the Gaither Vocal Band, and it quickly became popular. Numerous performers have covered it over the years, securing its status as a songwriter career. The triumph of Mary, Did You Know? Even though his singing prowess was already well known, demonstrated his depth and capacity to write soul-stirring lyrics. It became his signature tune, permanently associating his name with a global holiday custom for millions of people. The comedian, introducing laughter to the theater. What really distinguishes Mark Lowry from other musicians, aside from his musical accomplishments, is his storytelling skills. In addition to his career as a singer and songwriter, he has gained a reputation as a comedian for his comedic performances, which are frequently interspersed with perceptive observations about life, faith, and family. Mark never uses harsh or overly prepared humor. Rather, it is based on actual experiences and a practical style that gives viewers the impression that they are speaking with an old friend. His jokes frequently center on commonplace events, emphasizing the ability to discover humor in life's most trying and surprising circumstances. Mark has a special ability to make people laugh and think at the same time, whether he's making fun of life's absurdities or sharing humorous stories from his early years. For Mark, comedy aims to establish a deeper connection with people rather than merely making them laugh. His comedic acts frequently give audiences a sense of relaxation by temporarily erasing their problems and serving as a reminder that happiness is possible even under trying circumstances. Because of his genuineness and sense of humor, Mark is well-liked in the Christian music industry and beyond. The writer's touch, producing inspirational books. Mark Lowry has established himself as a well-known novelist in addition to his humor and music. His novels have struck a chord with people all across the world because they contain spiritual insights, funny comments, and autobiographical tales. Because of his writing's honesty and openness, readers can learn more about Mark than they could from his performances alone. His writings frequently explore his own life story, including setbacks, victories, and times of introspection. Mark writes in a way that is both approachable and profoundly important, whether he is discussing his experiences with faith, his time in the Gaither Vocal Band, or just his ideas on life. A memoir that gives readers a glimpse inside his life and profession. It's About Time is one of his most well-known works. In this book, Mark discusses his personal stories that have influenced him, along with his reflections on time, faith, and family. His fans love the book because of its honest and sincere tone. Many people have been motivated as well as entertained by Mark's writing. His strengths as a writer and a storyteller are demonstrated by the way he skillfully combines humor, faith, and personal tales. His novels provide readers a better insight of the guy behind the music by acting as a window into his world. A Family Man, the value of faith and relationships. Faith and family are the two main pillars of Mark's life. Despite his success and notoriety, Mark has never wavered from his bonds with his loved ones. He frequently discusses the value of family and how his loved ones have been instrumental in his path. Another important aspect of Mark's life and work is his faith. His Christian faith is evident as a guiding principle in his writing, humor, and music. He freely talks about the importance of faith in his life and how it has helped him weather the highs and lows of his professional life. Mark never wavered in his dedication to spreading the message of love, hope, and faith. Whether he's writing his newest book or performing in front of thousands of people, Mark is grounded by his faith and family values, which also contribute significantly to his continued popularity. His genuineness in everything he does, in addition to his music and humor, is what draws fans to him. Mark Lowry is a wonderful example of humility, thankfulness, and compassion for people around him in a world when many celebrities come across as aloof and out of touch. Mark's legacy, not just a vocalist. It is evident that Mark Lowry's impact extends far beyond his status as a gifted singer and composer. As he continues to share his stories, comedy, and music with the globe, Mark's influence extends beyond his music and live performances. It is the way his heart, humor, and faith have impacted people's lives. Mark Lowry's work has improved the lives of innumerable people, whether he's singing with the Gaither Vocal Band, touring solo, authoring a book, or just making people laugh. Future generations will continue to be inspired by his enduring legacy, which combines humor, music, and faith.